Good morning, everybody. It's Miss Keish with Journey of the Word Ministries, home of every name known to God, where all are welcome, no matter what your belief, and we nurture relationship over religion. My favorite verse has always been since I was younger and provided me with a lot of comfort. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not onto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." The reason it gave me comfort and it gave me encouragement is because it kind of let me know that I didn't have to have it all together, that I didn't have to know what something meant, that I didn't have to have a complete understanding, that it was okay for me to be confused, that it was okay for me to not know what to do next. Um, to me, when he tells us to lean not onto our own understanding, just releases us of the pressure of having all the answers. Um, it says that in all thy ways you acknowledge him. So if you embrace his existence, if you embrace him as your reality, if you apply his principles to your life, if you just know that you have love for him and that all you really have to do is to trust in him, don't trust in yourself, don't trust another individual. Just trust him, trust his process. Know that even if you don't understand, he does. And to me, that's what it means, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. So we just have to trust that God knows what's best for us, that God is going to do what's best for us, that no matter which way we turn, right, left, backwards, that He's going to find a way to honor what Romans 8 and 28 says, that everything will work together for the good of those who love Him and follow His commands. If you trust Him and you acknowledge Him and He is guiding your path, it says that He will direct our paths. He doesn't control where we're going because we have free will. But if you begin in your mind to analyze, and I shouldn't say analyze, to just make your decisions based off his existence and acknowledging that he's true and real, then that's how he'll direct your path. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be multiple answers for you, but what it does mean is that any of those paths that you take, because it's applicable to his principles or to his beliefs, those are going to be good enough and the way that he wants you to go so that you don't get lost. You might seem lost. You might not know what the heck is going on. You might be frustrated. You might be tired. But then you just look back up. Lean not onto thine own understanding. You don't have to get it. You don't have to understand. You don't have to know what's coming next. You don't have to know why this is happening. You don't have to know none of that. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you trust in God. If you trust in a man, you're going to be let down. If you trust in yourself, you're going to be let down. Why? Because we make mistakes. So trust in him that he will allow you to grow and be polished from your mistakes. I know everyone gets tired of hearing that um, you have to go through something to become something, that you have to be prepared, but it's the reality of things, and it's the truth. You don't really know how good you've had something until you have something bad. You don't really know how worse it could be or how much nastier it could be until you envision someone else's. You don't truly know how to appreciate something until you've not had it. You can't develop stamina without exercising. You can't develop skill without practice. That's all these situations in our lives are doing for us or producing for us. So even if you make a wrong choice, as long as you're trusting in God, He is going to help you to walk through that choice. He's going to help you to get to a point of understanding that choice. And he's going to get you to understanding and not wanting to choose something like that again. He's going to get you to a point where the next time you're faced with the same decision, that you will weigh things differently and pick another choice. Now, does this mean that the choices that you're going to choose are going to be all right just because you love God and you're acknowledging his ways? No, it doesn't. Because none of us are perfect. And as we know, the world is not black and white, and sometimes there are more than one choice. But you have to start believing and trusting in God that you'll gain something no matter what choice you pick, and that once you start making those decisions based off his principles and his beliefs, not your own, you're going to make less mistakes. You're going to benefit more. You might not benefit the way you wanted to if you did make the perfect choice, but is there really any perfect choice? Is there? I bet if you look back on some of your worst situations in life that you've made it through, that you didn't think that you were going to come around from, that you'll find something in there that you gained, that you realize something that's going to help you later. Or that maybe you gathered information to help someone else that you love dearly later. But I guarantee you, if you start to analyze those things and you start to look back, you'll realize that the whole world is yours. That every mistake, every misunderstanding, every misconception, every choice has given you something. You'll hear a lot of older people say that they wouldn't change their past or they wouldn't go back and remove anything. People say it as a saying, I wouldn't be who I am today. But older people truly understand that they would not have made it to the level of understanding, the level of compassion, the level of belief, the level of being able to enjoy their life if they had not went through the journey that is life. It's not all peachy keen. It's not the things that you see on social media. And quit judging things off of that. Social media is not your standard. What America expects is not your standard. What your friends expect is not your standard. What society sets as goals is not your standard. Your standard should be the principles of God. Your standard should be making sure that whatever you do is pleasing unto Him. Your standard should be to know with all your heart that He is going to provide you the safety and that anything that He allows to happen to you will benefit you. I want to get to a place in my life, a point in my life where even the death of a loved one, although I know that I will mourn it, that I comprehend and understand that I'm truly mourning for myself because I'll miss them, that they are in a better place. I want to get to a point in my life where I don't get angry at the way a situation is going because I fully trust and believe that God is going to fix it for me. I want to get to a place in my life where it doesn't bother me that I can't trust another individual because I'm not trying to trust in them anyway. All I have to do is trust in God, and He's not going to let anything happen to me that I can't handle. I don't have to trust in myself. I don't have to trust in my spouse. I don't have to trust in the system. I don't have to trust in the government because I depend on one thing and one thing only, and that's the Almighty God to provide for me. He makes a way where there is no way. It's not just a saying to me. It's not just something that's a song. I've told you guys before. He has provided for me out of the blue sky. He has saved me from situations that I have caused. He has saved me from situations that I have been put in. He's just always been there. And I guarantee you, if you look back on your life, He's always been there too. In those situations, you say, why would this happen to me? Think about the fact that you actually survived it. Think about the fact that it didn't tear you down to the point of mutilation where you committed suicide. If we learn to be grateful, if we learn to acknowledge all of His ways, if we learn to acknowledge His power and His love for us, and we let that take over our heart, and let His understanding be our guide, any path you walk, crooked or straight, you're going to end up in the land of abundance that He has for you. Trust in Him, not yourself. Don't worry about having all the answers. Don't apply what you know to a spiritual situation, because facts and numbers and protocol for this world has nothing to do with the battle that you're fighting daily. Demons, spirits, the devil. We are in spiritual warfare here. So your understanding is not going to fix it. We're fighting things not of flesh and blood. The reason that so many different things keep happening to us and in this world that are so bad, God isn't doing it. We're in spiritual warfare here. This is war. Whose side are you choosing? Who do you want to cover you? I want God to cover me. Your understanding can't stop those attacks. Your business degree can't stop that attack. Your education can't stop that attack. Your weapon can't stop that attack. Your gun, your knife, whatever you choose to use, cannot stop that attack. So the only thing that you can do outside of leaning on your own understanding, if you want some peace in this life, is to put all your trust in the Lord. Let him fill your whole heart. Let him guide your steps. Make sure the things and choices you're making are adding up to something that he will be okay with. Don't do anything from an evil, bitter, nasty standpoint. God has you. He truly does. So for me, trusting in the Lord with all thine heart, leaning not onto my own understanding, and all my ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct my paths, is a form of comfort, because I know that I don't know everything, and I know that I don't understand everything, and I know at times I can't trust my own reactions, but I know that he is not a man that he shall lie, and that all times he has my best interest at heart. So I think about that. And when I'm stuck making decisions and they're presented in front of me, I choose the one that's least likely to offend him. I choose the one, and I pray and ponder on it if there's more than one thing. And guess what, you guys? If I cannot figure it out and they're all option, I don't do anything. I pray and ask God for confirmation. I sit still and I wait and I believe and I trust, and he puts me in the right place. Try reading Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 for yourself. In the comments, it'd be nice if you guys can tell me what it means for you. If I got maybe start to get a little interaction on the YouTube videos. If you want to watch a shorter version, they're on TikTok. I also sometimes share to Instagram, although I don't know how to do that so much. I'm learning. I'm a work in progress with this technology stuff, just like I'm a work in progress with our Lord. Thank you for joining me again, and I hope you guys have a blessed week.